In this English lesson, I wanted to help you learn the English phrase, "Who would have thought?" In English, we use this phrase when we're about to mention something that surprised us. Maybe you went to school with someone named Jim and they didn't do a very good job in school and they became a scientist. You might say to a friend, "Who would have thought that Jim would become a scientist? He didn't even do his homework in high school." Maybe you had a tree and it's a very solid looking tree and then during a windstorm it blew over. You might say, "Who would have thought that really big tree would blow over in the windstorm?" That's something that surprised me. So when you talk about something that's kind of a surprise, something that you didn't expect to happen, you might use the English phrase, "Who would have thought?" to start the sentence. The second phrase I wanted to teach you today is the phrase, "come to think of it." This is a phrase we use when we've suddenly thought of something. You could say something like this, "Come to think of it, that tree didn't look very healthy, so it doesn't surprise me that it blew over in the windstorm." You could say, "Come to think of it, Jim didn't do any homework in school, but he always got high marks or high grades on all of his tests." So whenever you think of something, when a thought comes to mind during a conversation, you can introduce it by starting the phrase with, "come to think of it." So to review, when you say, "Who would have thought?" it means that something has surprised you. Who would have thought that these videos would come out 2 days every week? Who would have thought that? Well, I thought that, but anyways, that shouldn't be a surprise. And if you say, "come to think of it," you introduce something that you just thought of. So come to think of it, I should probably read a comment from a previous video. Let me find that for a second. It's in my pocket somewhere. I know that. I remember putting it in there. This comment is from Tan. "Good morning, dear Professor Bob the Canadian. You know, you teach not only English, but also teach us to love this life. Make us love this life, enjoy this life, love our work. I do get a lot of positive energy from your videos." And my response, "I'm glad to hear that, Tan. I think life has a lot to offer. I do, most days, love life and always have. I'm glad to hear that comes across in my lessons sometimes." So that's very touching, Tan. I'm glad that as I'm teaching English, that people do feel kind of a bit of a connection, that they kind of sense that I do enjoy life, and I think it's important to enjoy life. I will say though that I wasn't always this way. I think I have been much more positive since I had heart surgery a few years ago. I think when you have, I've talked about this before, when you have a major medical problem and you have a surgery and you come through the surgery and you feel a lot better and you are just in way better shape, you think about life in a different way. So my goals in life are to try to be happy each day, to think about the things that are good in my life, and to give in some way. That's why it's nice for Jen and I to sell flowers. Flowers make people happy. And it's fun to do English lessons because English lessons on YouTube make people happy as well. But anyways, Tan, thanks for that touching comment. Hey, you can see I finally cleaned up most of the tree. I'm not sure if you can see all of it there, but I did get the tractor out and I spent some time doing that. And I wanted to show you just how beautiful things are starting to look here. So it is fall here in Ontario, Canada. You probably haven't seen this view of the river and the trees on the other side for a while, probably since a couple weeks ago when I did a live stream. But you can see that if you look at the horizon, the leaves are turning color. And what's cool is they haven't really started to fall yet. So the leaves are turning color, but they're still on the trees, which is a very cool and beautiful time of year. So I'm glad I could share a little bit of it with you just with this video. Anyways, have a good day. I'll see you in a couple days with another short English lesson. Bye.